Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another coffee rant with Dano and Frank, our Patriot Bald Eagle. If you have to hit pause on this video to get your coffee or whatever beverage you deem necessary, go ahead and do that now, as this will be a lengthy discussion. Today is the day, guys. Today is the day that tariffs on metal have doubled. 25% tariff or taxes, whatever you want to call it, on imports into the United States have now doubled to 50%. Metal is important in this country, and we run on metal. And a lot of companies are kind of scurrying around trying to find different areas to build products to save money. Now, this is, as to where it may not seem like an issue right now, it's going to be here soon. Now, we've kind of talked a little bit about this in the past, but maybe not as much as we should have. But we always try to keep the same message on the channel, as we do talk a lot about saving money on groceries on this channel. Now, we're going to see products, a lot of metal products, things that have metal in them, aluminum, steel products are going to be going up in price. Now, the one thing that I've heard through all of this, and it doesn't matter what it is or how it is or where it came from, prices are going up. Prices are going to be going up. We've already seen this at Walmart, and I did find out a little bit of a reason why we haven't seen it in Target yet. Target has been kind of on the decline. Their profits are way down over the last 2 years, and they're expecting profits to be down again. We'll get into that here in just a second. Walmart has come out and said again that prices, yet again, are going to be going up. Now, they claim that they've been trying to find other spots around the world to create products to save money, but at the same time, it doesn't seem like it's working. So whether it's working or not, again, all we hear in this conversation is prices are going up. We've already seen increases on some of Great Value products, canned goods, canned vegetables. Their cheapest vegetables, the Great Value for corn, green beans, and peas, have gone from 63 cents, 64 cents to 76 cents a can. I'm expecting those are going to get a lot higher. Now, as Walmart always tries to keep the true minimum price, this keeps them from having some good deals. We'll find rollback offers every now and then, but we won't find the kind of sales that you can see in some of your major supermarkets across the country. You may pay more in a lot of supermarkets like Kroger, Meijer, Publix, Ralph's, many Kroger-owned companies, right? It was funny, my aunt and uncle just got back from California. They visited a Ralph's, which is owned by Kroger, and they were finding a lot of Kroger-owned products in there. And it's interesting to hear stories from different perspectives of other Kroger-owned companies, as Kroger is out of Cincinnati here. Their main headquarters and plant and warehouses and stuff are all here out of Cincinnati. Kroger is Cincinnati, basically. But we haven't seen many prices go up at Kroger yet. Now, I did go to Kroger today to try and catch some of the deals, and I am seeing some changes in structure, which I will go over in tomorrow's video. So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you hit the bell notification so you are aware every time we put out an upload. One thing we've noticed at places like Walmart, again, more metal products like canned fruit. I do go over how they are still the same prices at Kroger, yet we have seen these go up at Walmart. For most of their 15 to 16 ounce cans of canned fruit go from $1.48 to $1.66 a can. I don't think this is the end. I think it's going to get more expensive, and I think this is just the reasoning for them to raise the prices. Now, how will this look with Target? I know a lot of you are probably thinking that. Target has kept a lot of the same prices, mostly because they're afraid of losing any more business. Because of things that Target has done, different agendas that they have done, whether you believe in them or not, it has failed at Target. It has completely failed, and it is hurting their business. And as to where they've drawn back on a lot of the things that they talked about and did, I feel like there's still a lot of boycotting going on with Target. Target knows this. Target knows this, and they're trying to change their practices. Now, I like Target. I do. I've been shopping at Target for a long time, and the one thing that we did see is good quality within Good and Gather products, which is their brand, right? Good and Gather, which is their more premium brand. Then you have other brands like Market Pantry, which, they're kind of hit or miss. I have a feeling we're going to have to see these go up. Target has come out and said that they may have to raise prices as well. They've never actually said they're going to. But when you look at the numbers, when you look at the 2,000 U.S. stores that Target has, or maybe a few more, I know it's right around a couple thousand. With the numbers of the decline, something has to give, something has to change, or they're going to lose out entirely. Now, I just go by the numbers, and you look at a place like Walmart where they've actually gained. They've gained several millions, billions of dollars out of, I think it's right around 4,600 stores. So it's not only double, it's an extra 600 stores past double. And we've been saying this for years, that Walmart will literally put companies out of business, not because they're trying to, it's just because of the way they work things out, the way they do things, the way how true minimum price. I mean, it really is. I know I hate on Walmart a lot, but that's mostly because a lot of the things that are true minimum price are only regular prices, very little than what you're going to find on other things. And I'm speaking solely on groceries, because grocery prices continue to rise at Walmart. It's not going to be long before they rise at Target, and it's not going to be very long before they rise everywhere else. I've been saying this for months. If you've been watching our channel over the last few years, we've been tracking these different trends in the grocery stores and how these things happen. When it goes up at Sam's Club, when it goes up at Costco, be ready. Be ready, because it's not going to be long before we start seeing how these things go up in some of the major supermarkets. Look at coffee. Coffee was first to go up in price at Sam's Club, at least that I noticed, and Costco. So it started there with the big box stores, and I was warning everybody. I said, coffee is about to skyrocket in price. And what has happened? Folgers, the medium-sized cans, pretty much everywhere right around $15. They were $11.98 at Walmart. Those have since gone up. Right now they have the 40.3 ounce canister of Folgers Classic Roast, which just went up to $16.43. That same canister at Kroger is $20.99. I don't know what it is at Target. I'm sure they're more expensive, but Target is really doing whatever they can to work out different deals, maybe even take a hit on a lot of different prices just to keep your business coming in. Now, I know we have a lot of viewers on the channel that have Targets that don't have a lot of grocery, that don't have like the cold grocery and stuff. As to where our Target doesn't say Super Target, I do believe it is a Super Target. They've never really clarified whether it was or not, but we have a massive grocery store inside our Target. And I'm thankful for that, because over time, through what happened a few years ago, back in 2020 and beyond, still dealing with those issues today as far as products and prices. And we just saw where toilet paper went up again. Toilet paper's starting to go up. Everybody this is what I'm saying. Like I always talk about this. I always say, look over here at some of the things going up. Beef prices, coffee. But don't forget about these things. Don't forget about toilet paper. Don't forget about canned goods. I know I'm kind of going off a little bit of the whole metal, right? Because that's what I kind of wanted to focus on. But after reading all these different articles, I feel like nobody really knows what is really going on. And it's very simple. Prices are going to be going up in the grocery stores again. They have another reason. Whether they get the deals, whether they find it out, we're probably never going to know that. We probably never will. All I know is that prices are going up. Be ready for it. Be ready for this, guys. Be ready. Prepare for prices to go up. Prepare for the worst in the grocery stores. Prepare for the worst, because it's going to get more expensive. This is the same thing that happened a couple years ago when we were seeing different things were coming into play, where there was a very massive shortage of truck drivers. At least that's what they were saying, right? But that was the excuse. And yes, there were things that really happened with that, where there wasn't enough drivers or not enough product for a driver to even worth his time to deliver. Because drivers, even to this day, are still delivering like half trucks, therefore not making as much money. I don't know, guys. I just wanted to mention this today because it happened. We're here. We're here. The tariff has been put in place, so there's nothing left for these people to say, well, we had to raise prices because metal went up. And it did. And prices will, you got to think of everything that's aluminum or steel, canned goods. Pop, which is already stupid expensive. Already. I mean, Kroger, $10.99 a 12-pack. Which, spoiler alert, they have a buy two, get two free deal going on this week. So for $22 and some tax, whatever that is in your state, you'll get 4 12-packs of pop. All mix and match. Coca-Cola, Pepsi, 7-Up. So there's your spoiler for tomorrow's video. But guys, it's not just food either. And I know we talk mostly about food on this channel, but I was reading this thing about cars, and it's like cars are already, people were saying car prices were coming down. Yeah, used cars, okay? They're about to go right back up if they're not right now. They're probably going up as we're having this conversation. I was reading reports of, price increases of $1,500 on a car is now going to be close to $3,000. We're already struggling with everything else. And you add this stuff on top of it, you're not just adding the price of the metal, guys. You're adding the price of everything else. The more something costs, the more it's going to cost to insure said product. So get ready for your insurance to go up. Get ready for your car. Get ready for everything. Get ready for everything. And I hate to say that. I hate to just be so blunt about that. But I mean, if history has taught us anything over the last 4 or 5 years, and it's usually right around this time. It's usually like April, March or April, we start to see like a sudden burst of something, right? We saw that with beef. And we know there's a lot of things with beef going on. We know, some people left that in the comments. We know that there's shortages, food prices are higher, feed is higher, stuff like that. It's like everything is coming into play with that. Cattle is not as much yield as it used to be. That's why chicken prices are, still right about the same, because we're not really losing any as far as chickens, except for everything that went on with the eggs, but that's a different story. A lot of people get that confused. You have your egg-laying chickens and then you have your meat chickens. 2 different things, okay? But anyway, my point is that these things go up, okay? It's going to have a trickle effect to where, okay, I have to pay more for this, so we're going to have to raise this. I have to pay more for this, so we're going to have to raise this. This is when we'll start to see everything start going up again. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news for that, but I was like, just thinking about this. I'm sitting down after getting back, reading some of these different things with the tariff that had just got put in place. And I just want to make people aware of what that could possibly be. Hopefully, things work out. I'm a little less optimistic about things today as I was a few years ago when I was saying, oh, well, as soon as things mellow out, prices will start dropping. I was wrong. And a lot of you guys called me out on it. And, I just always try to look at the positive. And as to where it looks bleak, I still have hope that over time, things could level out. I don't know if they're going to ever get cheaper, but things could level out. But the more and more these things happen, and I'm not saying it's a good or a bad thing of these tariffs, okay? Reciprocal tariffs, whatever you're going to say in the comments, all I hear, all that's plugging into Dano's brain here, okay, is prices are going up, okay? It doesn't matter whether the future says, oh, well, it's going to be better to bring down the deficit and this and that and this and that. Okay, that's fine. That's all well and good. But what I'm talking about is our everyday lives, our families that we're trying to provide food for, trying to fill up our fridge with stuff so we don't have to go to the grocery store every day or every other day. And that is another reason why I do love what I do. Because I can visit multiple different stores in a given week and we can find the best deals. And I will continue to do so. I will continue to do so. Now, me and Jessica are adding more entertaining factors into the channel. I gotta say, guys, this stuff bums me out. It really does. And I know it's important information that we need to get out there, and I will continue to provide whatever kind of information that I can, or at least what I see in the world and things that maybe could help somebody, you know. But I gotta say, it really, you know, it gets depressing. I know. And I hate to be the delivery of this, but I don't hear people talking about this. I hear people throwing numbers out there. Who's listening to all these numbers? I do, because I like numbers. I like numbers because, you know, unless they're lying on paper, they don't lie, right? Unless they're lying, which I doubt, because they're probably under, you know, rigorous investigations for how much they're making and how much they're bringing in. It seems like they would have to be honest about that. Maybe. I don't know. They could be lying about that. I really don't know. I don't really care. All I know is the information that I need to get out here to you is that prices are going up. Now, you know, we carry over, not that they fooled any of us, right? We knew this was going to happen. We've been talking about it for a long time. The increases of things, of particular items, right? Fresh foods, produce, different taxes. Doesn't matter how you do it. If this gets taxed, this is going to go up. This is going to go up. This is going to go up. And it's just going to keep happening. And then there'll be deals or different illusions within a month. Not illusions, but what's the word I'm looking for? You know, there'll be different things that happen. Things will drop off. Stock market will go up a few points. Things will drop for a day. And that's the time to hit, guys. And that's what we always talk about. When you find the sale, stock up. Stock within the means of your budget. I understand that everybody can't do that, but the only way to really save in the grocery stores these days is to look for the right deals. And that is exactly why I do what I do. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great night.